Confidence is not the absence of fear. That's the title of the video, and that's what we're coming on here to talk about, right? Now, when it comes to confidence, you know what I mean? It's a topic, it's a thing that we hear about a lot, especially in today's day and age. I feel like a lot of people tend to lack confidence. You know, I'm speaking for myself, especially when I say that too, right? But I feel like, yeah, it's just something that is more prevalent in today's day and age, right? I'm gonna put the definition of confidence up over here on the side, right? Now, with that being said, or with that being put right there, right, everybody can kind of come up and garner their own definition for what being confident is and what confidence is in general, right? Now, when it comes to, you know, having confidence, exuding confidence, right, I feel like sometimes we can kind of bring up and have the notion of that being confident is having the absence of fear, or having the absence of anxiety, or having the absence of worry, right? In my definition, and not only in my thoughts, but I feel like we kind of hear this you know, being said in general, but just not enough. I feel like when it comes to actually exuding and showing true confidence, it's not the fact that you are able to act and go throughout life without those things, right? Without the fear, without the anxiety, without the worry, right? I feel like breathing and exuding true confidence is you being able to walk through those emotions, to be able to undergo those emotions and still prosper and come out on the other side, right? Because when it comes to life in general, right, this is not nothing that's like, you know, out of this world, or something that's you know, that people haven't dealt with or heard of before, right? When it comes to life, and when it comes to doing the things that you want to do, you're not always going to want to do those things, or you're not always going to feel confident enough to do those things, right? It may be some things that bring you worry, that bring you fear, that bring you anxiety, right? But in those certain, you know, those feelings and in those certain circumstances, you can't run away from doing what you need to do, right? When it comes to the things that you have to get done, and there's no other way of you skipping around it or moving around it, and you may be feeling and garnering those type of feelings, it's no way of you just, you know, skipping around it if it's something that you have to do, right? And then that's when I feel like where true confidence comes into play, right? Because when you do those things that you don't want to do, when you do the things that scare you, that bring you fear, that try to hold you down, I feel like that is when you start not only to build confidence, but truly understand the definition of confidence, right? Because when you subject yourself to something that you don't want to do, or something, like I said, that brings you fear, and say for instance you overcome it, or even if you don't overcome it, right, you may be scared to approach that girl that you like, right? You may not feel confident enough to do that. Your hair might not be up to par, your outfit may not be up to par, you may not be, you know what I mean, looking the best or whatever, right? You may not have the best riz or whatever, you know what I mean? When it comes to things like that, right, let's say for instance you build up the courage to go do it anyways, right? Even though it brings you fear, even though it brings you worry, right? And let's say the interaction didn't go the way that you planned it to go in your head, right? The fact of you being able to go and step into those emotions, to step in and face that adversity, even if the situation didn't end up the way that you wanted to be, that is in turn gonna build and show you what true confidence is, right? Because you did something that brought you fear, but you went ahead and stepped and did that thing anyways, right? Because if you didn't, how would you never know? You know what I mean? How would you ever know, what could have happened, right? Like I said, it may not have gone the way that you wanted it to go, but you could at least look back and be satisfied that you did what you wanted to do, and you didn't let those negative emotions hold you down and hold you back, right? You don't have to be just with that example. Like I said, it could come with anything in life, right? It's certain things and certain scenarios where we are not just going to be able to be so stoic, you know what I mean, so rigid, you know what I mean. As a human being, we have feelings, right? We garner feelings, and this is something that's naturally wired into our biology, right? But we shouldn't let those things hold us and stop us from doing what we want to do. That's another video that I have in the tuck too, right? But when it comes, like I said, when it comes to life, you know what I mean, you're not just always going to be 100% sure, 100%, grounded, 100%, at calm, at ease. No, man, this stuff get jumbled up. Stuff happen on a daily basis, right? But when it comes to building that confidence, especially building, man, you really got to subject yourself and put yourself through the ringer. And then once you do that multiple times, once you do that, over and over and over again, you'll start to be more calm. You'll start to be more at ease. It won't take effect to you that much. But even then, you know what I mean? Some of the most prominent, some of the most stoic figures in history, you know what I mean? Jesus, man. Even Jesus, wasn't that confident, I guess you could say, right? When he was in the Garden of Gethsemane, oh my goodness. In the Garden of Gethsemane, I'm sounding terrible right now. When he was in the garden, right? The word's not wording right now, right? When he was in the garden, in the night, the day before he got put on the crucifixion, right? He was anxious. He was nervous. He was scared, and he didn't want to do it, right? But he knew that he had to make that sacrifice in order to have us be reconciled with God, right? In order to take and bear the weight of our sins, and for us to be born and to have a new covenant with him, right? Just to use that as an example right there, right? But like I was saying, some of the most prominent figures that you could look back and see in life, it's moments where they even had doubt, or moments when they confidence wasn't that high, but you still got to be able to persist and go through that anyways, right? Because if you don't, like I said, how do you expect to figure out what can happen, and how do you expect to ever build confidence, right? So that's what I want to come on here and say. Yes, I got the same shirt on. It's the same day. We get into it, right? But make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I'm out.